Hello and welcome to the third session on practical demonstration of Siemens 7SA5221 distance protection relay using Dixie 4.94 software. In the previous two sessions, we have already discussed about the various settings available inside 7SA5221 relay, what are its importance and implications. Also, we have already discussed about the input-output configurations in 7SA5221 relay using Dixie 4.94 software. We have already discussed about the configuration of signals in the event log, trip log, or SCADA interface, and also in very brief, we have discussed about the source side and the destination side of the signal for CFC configuration. Now, in this session, we will discuss about the basics, logics, how these logics are created in the 7SFI221 relay using Dixie software, how CFCs are created, and how we can create some CFC in our relay. So, like in the last two sessions, I have already opened Dixie software over here. And again, I am using the same project which I was using till now for our last two sessions on distance protection relay settings and masking IO configuration. So now I have already opened this 707 RA panel 21.1 distance relay, and this is the window on which we were working since last two sessions. We have already discussed about these settings, and inside these settings we have discussed about the device configuration, power system data 1, setting group, oscillographic fault record, general device setting, time synchronization, interfaces, language, and passwords. In the last session, we have discussed about the masking IO configuration, and now in this session, we will discuss about the CFC, which is called configuration flowchart or continuous flowchart. Before discussing about this CFC, the one point that I forgot to mention in last two sessions is this single phase trip permissive. And if you see inside this masking IO, there is signal under power system data 2. This signal external AR or single phase this single phase trip permissive signal number 381, that is single phase trip permitted from external AR. This is very important signal in Siemens distance protection relay, and normally this signal should always be in high state. What the meaning of this signal is that Siemens relay by default issues only three phase trip command. That means whenever there is a fault, either it is a zone 1 single phase to ground fault or zone 2 fault or zone 3 fault, distance relay 7SA5221 always issues a three phase trip command. So if you want your relay to issue single phase trip commands on phase to ground faults in zone 1, then you must keep this signal 381 in the high state. Generally, this is done by using many methods. Some of the relay configurator person, they simply keep one of the binary input in the active low voltage. That is, if you keep this suppose binary input 1 and configure it as L or active without voltage, then you don't have to bother about any wiring on this particular binary input. Just keep this binary input free without any wiring, without any DC voltage. And because of this active without voltage configuration, the single phase trip permitted from external AR will remain permanently active. Another method is that you can keep it as active with voltage and give a permanent 220 volt DC supply across this binary input 1. The third method, which is used in this project, is that we have created a simple CFC. This is a CFC, and if you see here, inside this source, this CFC is configured for the source side. That means the output of this CFCs will be used for enabling this output or enabling this information signal, single phase trip permissive. That I have already explained in the last session. Whenever any signal is configured on the source side of the CFC, that means that signal will be available to you in the CFC for configuration or for selection in the output side. If you configure any signal on the destination side of the CFC in the masking IO, then that signal will be available to you in the CFC logic creation and, on the source on the input side. So now we will see how these are created. So the first example, which is single phase trip permissive, it is a very simplest of the logic. What this is basically the CFC. I will explain to you one of by creating one CFC logic. Here, when you open any CFC chart, you can see in the left hand side there are some blocks like arithmetic, basic logic, command module, comparison, counter, memory, status, timer, clock, and type converter. So basically these logics are available to you. These logic gates are basically available to you for creation of any logic as per your requirement. In the base logic, if you expand it, you can see there are the logics like AND gate, OR gate, NAND, NOR, XOR. These kinds of gates are available. Similarly, in the arithmetic, you will have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, square roots, like that. And if you go to your type converter or counters, then in the type converter, you generally have the blocks like single point to double point conversion, double point to single point conversion, or in the timer and clock you can have the timers like a start timer, a stop timer, delay timer, on timer. So any kinds of logic you can create by using this basic gates. Similarly, you can have the flip flop also inside your timer and clock values, or in the counter value you can counter tab. You can have many different types of blocks that you can use as per your requirement. Firstly, I am discussing this is a very simple logic in which I have done nothing. For the purpose of our concept clarity, I am not discussing about this logic which I have already removed. The output of this logic has been removed. The simplest of the logic is that the one gate is used over here, and if you see here, one number is mentioned. This number is 8, and basically 8 designates the gate number or the logic gate which you are using. If you see in this chart, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That means 8 blocks are used inside this page. And if you see above here, this filter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is basically used to navigate between different pages. Like right now, it is selected as 1, so we are working on page 1 of this CFC logic creation table. If you select 2, that means you will navigate to page 2. Similarly, page 3, 4, 5, and 6. So by default, we are now on page number 1. There are different blocks, and before this block 8, 7 different blocks has already been used, and these blocks are negator, NEG, AND gate, AND, and negator and gate combinations only. But for our purpose, we are using one simplest of the gate, and this gate is called connect. Now, connect gate is simply a gate in which whatever input you are giving, the output will be exactly the same. Suppose the input is 0, then output will be 0. If input is 1, output will be 1. That is called the connect gate. Now, for our purpose, what we are doing is that in this connect gate, we are giving an input 1. So, generally, our output will always be 1. And if this output is 1, that means this output is simply what? It is connected to the power system data to single phase trip permissive. And now if you remember, this power system data to trip permissive signal is basically your this signal 381. This signal power system, this is inside power system data to single phase trip permissive signal. So in this connect gate, you are using input as 1 and output will be 1. That means single phase trip permissive will remain active throughout. That means your single phase trip permissive is permanently high, and if single phase trip permissive is permanently high, so now this relay can issue single phase trip command in case there is a single line to ground fault in zone 1 or zone 1B. So this is the simplest of the logic. Now there are some other things which you must understand before we can move further. If you see in this gate, there are two sides. One side is X and another is Y. X is basically for the connection of the input. Y is for the connection of the output. There is one a smaller thing mentioned here in the green tab, and this is MWBARB. MWBARB means measurement. And now if you want to see what does this mean, then in this Siemens relay or in this CFC of Dixie, there are 4 types of compilation method available. So once you have created your logic, the first thing is that since this is very simple logic, first thing what you have to do is just check the consistency that everything is okay or not. So if you check here, this process is correctly executed, that means your input and outputs are correctly connected. This there is no violation. We will discuss about this MWBRB in just a couple of seconds. Now the next thing is compile. So now when you select this compile, by default this all these logics will be compiled in your measurement compilation only. But suppose you want your logic to have different compilation time. You want some of the logic to compile as fast as possible. For example, if there are some logics which is created for the protection function, then you want your system to compile those logics as fast as possible. Second set of logics might be for those signals which you are using for some interlock purpose. There you can give some time delay, because now these signals are not that much important as compared to your protection signal. So the compilation or the execution time, basically the compilation methods simply determines the time of execution of your logic. So once you select this here, just simply go to this point. If you see here, it is run sequence. Now in the run sequence, here you can see there are four options available. One is your MWBARB, which means the measurement processing. Three other are PLC1 BARB, that is slow PLC. Similarly, fast PLC and interlocking. Whenever any of your logic is created for the protection function, then generally those logics must be compiled in the fast PLC mode only. Because when you compile your logic in fast PLC, then the processing time of those logic is very fast. In this distance relay or in the DCU, these logics get the first priority during the processing. So when there are number of logics inside your relay, number of logics are created inside the relay, then those logics which are compiled in the fast PLC mode, those will be processed first, followed by the logics which are compiled in the slow PLC, followed by the logics which are compiled in the interlocking, and in the end the logics which are compiled in the measurement processing. So that means the any logics which are compiled in the measurement processing tab, that will be processed the slowest. And generally the measurement processing are those logics which in which you are using some timers and some counters, basically for your suppose DR purpose or for some analog measurement for some recording purpose only. There you doesn't want your system to compile in every millisecond. Otherwise what happens is that you will have large number of data for the compilation, and system might become slow. So whenever in our logic there is any timers are involved or the analog signals are involved, then generally those logics are compiled in the measurement processing. But by default, all the logics are selected in the measurement processing only. So when you are compiling your logic, it generally happens that all the your logics will fall under this measurement processing only. What you have to do is simply drag and drop those. This I have already created for demo. I am deleting right now. I will discuss it about later. So suppose you have created any new logic, then simply you have to drag and drop it as per your convenience. Like if you want to compile it in the fast PLC, it will get the highest priority. Slow PLC, these types of logic will be executed slower than the fast PLC logic, but faster than your measurement processing and interlocking. So depending upon your requirement, you can select which type of compilation you want to use. Now next thing, this was the very simplest of the logic. So now if you move from here, before discussing about the new logic, I will discuss one of the logics which are already created inside this relay for better understanding only. Now this logic is already created inside the relay. Basically this logic is for the tie circuit breaker open close status. In this 7SA522 relay, tie circuit breaker close status has been wired from the field, and now you want in your relay tie circuit breaker open status. So what you have to do is just simply invert all these tie circuit breaker close status and use one NOT gate for your configuration. So what has been done here is that we have simply used three NOT gate, one each for tie circuit breaker R phase, Y phase and B phase, and then one AND gate is used, and the final output is what tie circuit breaker open status. That means now what happens, this is your tie circuit breaker closed status coming from field. So whenever all three phases are closed, that means the output of this will be 0 0 0. So the AND gate output will be 0, and you will get no output here. That means your tie CV open status will be in the low state. Once your all three ports opens, that is not tie circuit breaker R page, Y page, B page opens. So this input will be 0, 0, 0. The output of the NOT gate will be 1, 1, 1. So that AND gate or input, all three inputs is 1 and its output will be 1. And finally, what you get is your tie CB open status. So now, before discussing each and every logic over here, it is of no use because we can create one of the CFC logic for our demo purpose, and now by creating that CFC logic we will understand each and every step in detail. So suppose now you want to create any logic for this demo purpose, and simply just add a signal like I already explained in the last session how to add this signal. I right click there, and on right clicking the new tab or new window opens, and in this new window information catalog I've selected the enunciation inside this single point, and now simply drag this on off SP signal. So now this on off SP signal is there. So configure this on off SP signal as suppose demo signal. This is your demo signal. This is a single point SP signal, and how you want your this signal to get active or gets high is simply from this CFC logic. So you want this signal to get active with by using a CFC logic. So if you want this signal to get active using CFC logic, so you have to select this inside your CFC source side and that just configure. Now you will see this signal during the CFC logic creation for selection on the output side of the CFC. Now suppose you want this signal to be active when either zone 1 operated or zone 2 operated or zone 3 operated or any of the protection operated, then only this signal must get high. So now you have done this in the source side, just save. Again, the problem in Microsoft Visual C++, so it will, my software will be terminated. Just wait for 1 minute. You have to restart my software. Restart it again. Now just go to CFC for any CFC logic creation and right click over here and select this insert CFC chart. A new CFC will be added here. Go to properties, that is object property, by right clicking, and now in the object property select this as any for the test CFC. Now you have created one CFC logic or one simple block which is test CFC. Now what you want is that you have created one of the signal which is demo signal, and you want that signal to get active whenever there is any signal or whenever there is any operation of either zone 1, zone 2 or zone 3. So what you want is an OR gate. So go to base logic and now just simply select an OR gate and drag and drop over here. By default this OR gate will always have only two input. So if you want to have more number of inputs, just click right click here and the number of IOs and increase these to suppose 4. So now you have 4 inputs, and select now you have to connect all these inputs to predefined input signals from your masking IO. So just select any, suppose once input number 1, and select go to interconnection to address. So now in the interconnection to address, suppose I want this to get active from this distance zone 1, and second thing I want this to interconnect. Suppose anything, now I have selected it at distance get 3-fold, or suppose the next signal which I want is any signal, suppose distance with zone 3, and I can select one more signal which is available to us, and that signal is suppose your zone 2 single pole. So I have selected 4, and on the basis of these signals I want my output to be active, and what is it, my output is basically your demo signal. So go there, it is, I have selected that inside the binary input tab. So I might find this inside the binary input. wait for a minute due to my software error. I think it is not saved it. We have connected. We have connected. You see that due to my software error, the signal which I have added already is not visible here. So for this demo purpose, I will show you by creating some other signal. Simply again click insert information, go to display single point. Basically it must be visible inside your CFC, but due to my software error it is not visible. Just wait for 1 minute. Is it visible now? So this is the signal SP00, and how I identified that this is the signal SP00, because now here you can see this is inside the group binary input. The display text is SP00 and type is SP. So now you can verify this from here, masking IO, and this is inside this binary input. Signal number is SP00. This is the display text and type is SP. So now I just edited demo signal. Yes. So now this is your demo signal. And again, I will go to this CFC, right click, interconnect to address, and select this because I have not saved it, so that's why it is still showing SP00. So select this, and now your CFC logic, general CFC logic is created. Due to my software error, software problem, I am not able to show you in the complete details about this signal nomenclature, but this is exactly the same thing. I have already added the signal using information enunciation, and now after adding those signals, only you have to do is change this nomenclature SP00. Since my software is having some error, so I am not able to save this as rename this signal, but I have shown you how to create a signal, how to create a CFC logic. The next thing is now you have to identify that in which types of compilation you want to compile this. If you see here, all these signals are from the protection perspective. That is distance protection, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4 only. So if you want your this block to execute as fast as possible for any purpose, for suppose you want now this your demo signal for using to some other use or some other field, in that case you want your this logic gate to execute as fast as possible. For that purpose, go to this run sequence, and now if you see here, the text CFC by default will be displayed under this measurement processing tab. Simply select it, drag and drop to fast PLC. It will come inside the fast PLC now. If you see here, this is inside the fast PLC. Now again, click on run sequence. It will come out. Now go to chart, check consistency, chart as programmed. Generally it should show no error. So now it is okay. Again go to chart, compile, and now chart as programmed. So if you see here, it is correctly executed. So once this is correctly executed, just simply save and write to the relay. So this is one of the simplest of the logic. Now suppose you want, after creation of this logic, you want that now when this signal will be active, this signal will get active on the basis of this signal. So whenever any of this signal is high, suppose zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, whatever you have connected over there, any of that signal is high. Now this signal, demo signal will be high, and you want this demo signal now for the tripping of your circuit breakers or for any tripping. So simply what you have to do is just go to that particular output which is used for the tripping of circuit breaker and select this as unlatched. So now once you have selected this as unlatched, so it will now this signal, demo signal, will get active on the basis of zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4 signals. And once this signal gets active, it will make this one output, binary output 1 high, and once this binary output 1 is high, it will issue a trip command to your circuit breaker or wherever this binary output 1 is wired. So now I am not considering here. One more thing, if you want this demo signal for your DR purpose also, so just simply right click, go to properties. Again, this is due to my software error. I am not able to show you. Simply what you have to do is do right click and then right click, after that right click in properties, select message in fault record, and this signal will be available to your fault records in DR purpose also. So in this session, we have seen how to create a CFC logic, how to create a simple CFC program.